our next guest is so popular. Everyone loves when he's on the show, and it's not just my show. They love everything that he does. I don't know if there's a more popular coach. Yes. He even has his own theme song, for goodness sakes. And of course, he is working very hard to prepare his guy, Sugar Sean O'Malley, for his first title defense, the 135-pound UFC bantamweight title. It goes down in a little over a month. Main event of UFC 299 in Miami against Chito Vera, Sugar Sean, Chito 2. By his side will be Tim Welch, also known as the Red Hawk. And this is his, I think this is his song. We still haven't quite confirmed it. Is this it? Now you can hear it, right? Did we get it right?
Yep. I think so. Can't quite hear it.
I like this. What is this?
This is my drum my father sent me from the reservation.
Wow. Are you Native American?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Is that why you're nicknamed the Red Hawk?
Yes, actually, John Crouch gave me that nickname a long time ago at the lab, and I kind of just stuck with it.
And so where does your dad live?
He lives in Great Falls, Montana.
Okay. Wow. And so is that where you grew up? Like, I knew you grew up in Montana, but did you grow up with your father?
Yeah, well, he was born and raised on the reservation. I mean, his parents died at a young age. He joined the carnival, the traveling carnival, for years. That's where he met my mom. And then he ended up in Great Falls, Montana, and that's where I was born and raised, about, I think, 6 hours from the reservation.
Okay. And by the way, can I just say, I mean, your camera quality, I mean, it feels like you're just staring into my soul here. Jeez Louise. It's something, you've really upped your game here.
Dude, we have some great editors and just guys with social medias. And you introduced me to Michael. He's been helping me with my YouTube, and he's just been the man lately.
Oh, nice.
And he thank you for helping me with him.
Yes. Michael Wansover. He's a freaking wizard. He's helped DJ, of course, and Henry Cejudo. So this is great stuff. I'm happy you guys are working together. So, okay, much to this. And by the way, Tim, are you the most popular coach in MMA? I mean, I can have like a who's who on the show. You're on the show, and all the comments are about you. Where's all this love coming from? Why are you so popular?
I don't know. It could just be our podcast. People like the podcast, and that's probably it.
I mean, you see this. All the comments are about you.
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of love from the people. I don't know why, but it's nice.
More love as a coach than when you were a fighter. Would you not say that?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
It's amazing. Well, I'm happy to see it. A lot to talk to you about, of course, 299 coming up, but I don't want to start there. What a great summer for you and as a coach and as a friend of Sean O'Malley's, as a mentor. Great summer. But then you tear your Achilles playing basketball, which is the fear of all old people, right? And I'm not saying you're old necessarily, but certainly my fear. And I saw the video. We're not going to replay it, but I saw it. You're just shooting around with a buddy, and all of a sudden you come crumpling down. What did that feel like?
It was so weird. I looked behind me, and I thought someone hit my heel with a rock, but then there was no one behind me. And Sean's like, dude, everyone heard that. Everyone that was playing ball heard it, and it was just like a loud pop. And I just sat down. My foot went numb, and he's like, that had to have been your Achilles. And then you squeeze the Achilles, and it's just mushy. And we were playing for 45 minutes hard. These young bucks challenged me, and I was schooling Schmitty. And literally the last play of the game, I had one more point to score, and it was over. We were heading home. I shot a free throw, sprinted forward, and it just blew my Achilles.
Oh my gosh. And you recorded this. Why were you recording this?
I just wanted proof that I was better than them at basketball.
Okay. And then you got that. Are you able to watch it?
Yeah, I can watch it. And they actually let my physical therapist record the surgery.
Oh my gosh.
And it is gnarly. He's in there. It's on my YouTube video page too. They're recording the surgery, and they're yanking on my Achilles, drilling through the heel hole, pulling the Achilles out, hammering it in, working on me just like a car. And now I got on all the peptides and the stem cells. So I feel like I'm healing good. I'm out of the boot now, so I'm walking around pretty good now.
When was the surgery?
11 weeks ago today.
Wow. Okay. And so how long do you think before you're 100%?
They say it's a year before 100%, but I think I'm going to be able to be quicker. I'm still going to be safe about it. My other buddy, 12 weeks from his Achilles surgery, he went to physical therapy. He was doing the ladder, and he tore it again, and the whole thing frayed, and it was just a nightmare. So I'm just going to be real careful with it, and I should be 100% here in a couple months.
And so your you're obviously in the gym a lot. Have you done any physical activity? Are you rolling? Are you doing anything at all?
I'm still able to teach my classes, and I was still able to hold mitts for Sean with my boot on. Now I have no boot, so it's a lot easier, but everything was pretty normal. Like I said, I have a lot of students that like look up to me and stuff, so I had to make a good example and try to eat healthy and not get fat and just be a good example for when you get injured, what kind of mindset to have.
Obviously, you're not an active fighter anymore, but like I said, you're a very active guy. How difficult was it early on to, not be as active as you'd like to be, especially with jujitsu and everything?
Oh, I mean, I'm battling the mental demons all the time, but I'm so used to training twice a day pretty hard and getting all my energy out. And then you got all that energy built up and you just want to go fucking crazy, but try to just, I mean, counter those thoughts the best I could. And just, like I said, I got people that look up to me, so I got to be an example.
How do you like sort of quench those thoughts?
Probably just, fuck. It's hard. Sometimes I do a little smoke a little weed. Sometimes I'll go to the cold plunge. I could still, with my boot, ride my Airdyne. I could still do the ski erg. I could still do a lot of upper body stuff. So I was still able to work around it and just build in other areas.
How do you do the Aerodyne with the boot on?
It's fine. You just put the boot on and you just do it normal.
Wow. And were you worried, oh man, my guy's champ, first title defense, and I can't be 100% for him? Like, was that any type of concern?
Yeah, I was worried. So I was trying to train my other couple of my other guys to hold pads for him, but it's just not the same just because we've been doing it for so many years together. So it was a little bit of a worry. But then once they said I'll be in the boot, being able to walk around, Cheeto doesn't move around a lot, so it's pretty easy to just stand there.
Is that shade?
I don't think so. I don't think so. He doesn't move around a lot. Does he?
Okay.
Does he have a lot of footwork like Corey Sandhagen or
Right,
something?
right.
He
Dominic
stands kind
Cruz,
of in
right.
a Muay Thai stance. Like, yeah.
Okay. And by the way, was it the right foot or the left foot? In other words, could you drive?
It was the left foot, thankfully, and I could drive.
That's huge. That's always a big one.
Yeah.
That is a big,
Oh yeah.
it's not one that you often see MMA fighters get, but obviously Jamal Hill suffered this injury, and he keeps saying he's going to come back relatively soon. Do you buy that, or I mean, July was when it happened. I feel like it's kind of hard to come back before July. No.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks with the drug testing. I don't even think these guys are allowed to do peptides or
Oh,
anything
right,
that just
right.
clearly are going to help speed up the healing. But I think they're able to do stem cells. So hopefully he's on top of the stem cells. And I bet you for him, if he's doing it right, he'll be able to come back. But it is going to be scary. And he's going to battle some mental games really driving off that thing.
Right, right, right. That's a good point. You're not beholden to anyone, so you're able to do whatever you need to do to get to 100%. So that was kind of a bummer. But what about the coffee shop? This is very exciting. I saw your video. So you finally opened the coffee shop, right? Here it is. It's the gym/coffee shop. Yes.
Yeah, it's room 2 of my gym. So I have a lot of beginners classes in there for jujitsu. And then I just invested in like a $7,000 espresso machine, about $2,000 grinder. And then I get fresh beans every week from this place. And I went and checked it out. And that's really good quality beans. And I do organic milk. And then my girlfriend makes the sweeteners with honey, cinnamon, and vanilla. She's making those each week, the bottles of sweetener. So it's just really a quality cup of coffee. And then we have some teas there too. And the students really love it. It's a good place to hang out and just chill out. The coffee's turned out phenomenal.
I was going to ask you about the sweeteners because I saw your video and you mentioned the sweeteners, and I was like, you seem like a pretty health conscious guy. So I was worried about that there would be like high fructose and things of that nature on there. But you say it's all au naturel.
Yeah, we get the honey, the local honey, and then we just do the cinnamon and vanilla. And Mariah whips it up. She kind of mixes it with some water and cooks it, puts it in there, and it's phenomenal.
I'm a bit of a coffee snob, in particular when it comes to the milk. Like it has to be the right. I like almond milk in particular, but it can't just be like the silk almond milk because then it tastes like burnt styrofoam and it doesn't froth the right way. Could I ask what kind of milk do you guys have available at your shop?
Right now, I've just been getting some organic milk from Costco, and then just some organic oat milk. But I'm about to work with this butcher shop, and we might be getting raw milk at the
Oh gosh.
coffee shop. But that's some states the raw milk's illegal, but it's not in Arizona. But it's really expensive, so I'm still trying to work out the details in it. But have you tried raw milk before?
No, no. I actually don't like any kind of milk, to be honest. So raw milk that's from a cow, I presume, right?
Did the milk mess with your guts a little bit, or?
Yeah, I've got that Jewish stomach. It's all it's all a mess, you know?
The raw milk straight from the tit.
Oh, come
Straight
on.
from the tit.
What do you mean tit?
Yeah.
Tit of what? Of the cow?
Unpasteurized. A cow.
Oh, okay. I thought I thought
From a woman's tit.
I wasn't sure. Who, me? Yeah. Wait, so what's the difference between the raw milk and the milk that you get at the supermarket?
The pasteurized milk, they heat it up and they kill all the good nutrients along with other
Oh.
stuff. And this is just raw. It's the best kind.
And so no almond milk at your spot.
I haven't done all almond milk. I mean, I haven't had many requests for it, because I think that's kind of like I think more beta people like that. But no,
Nah,
just
don't give
jokes.
me the
No,
beta.
I was just
Don't give me
joking.
the.
I was just
What?
joking.
You
I
have
was
oat
just
milk.
joking.
You have oat milk.
No,
Oh,
100%. And when you come and visit, I'll have almond milk ready to go for
come on. If I would have said soy milk, you could have used that joke, but I don't like soy milk.
you. Yeah,
That's
soy.
yeah. All right, so it's going well. Is this open to the public, by the way? Like, if I just want to walk in as a guy off the street, or do I have to be a part of the gym?
No, it's open to the public. I've been just working on training my baristas. Actually, Big Schmitty, I think you've met him before. The big
Yeah.
guy, he's one of my main baristas. But that's the toughest part, is just training these baristas to do a good job. But I got a few that are good now.
Is he personable? Because when I met him, he didn't say much. So, like, you like a nice barista who's friendly and inviting. Is he that kind of guy?
Yeah, he really is. He's probably just nervous and playing his little act with you, but he's actually very friendly, a big, very nice guy, welcoming, and it's working out good.
Okay. And last thing on, because I love this stuff. I'm just curious. Are you hoping to open multiple shops, or are you just cool with the one? Like, is this going to be a real thing for
I
you?
want to do it like I did my gym. Just start real slow, not get in over my head, and just slowly grow as I learn more, get more experience with it, get more experience running the thing. And I definitely like to open more. But right now, I'm pretty spread out with what I'm doing.
Sure. And of course, focused heavily on next month. And so I'm just wondering, were you in favor of the first title defense being Chito? Could have gone in a bunch of different directions. Did you like this?
Yeah, for sure. I knew it's going to be a big fight. I mean, I don't even think Corey Sandhagen was ready to go at that point. And I was happy about it. That's one we've been wanting to get back for a long time.
Sean has exploded. He's one of the faces of the UFC. Any difference in him now that he's champion?
Oh, I mean, compared to the last time he fought Cheeto, it's a whole different animal. You got to think about, I mean, one of the main things for a fighter is how confident they are. And think of the wins he's coming off of right now. Just sparking Aljo and then having this war with Peter Yan, who is supposed to just murder him. His confidence is very, very high. And just he's grown up. His body is getting bigger. He's still been sticking with Brandon Harris. And you can just see it in pictures. He's just filling out and becoming more of a man. So his confidence is really high. And he's healthy. And I'm pretty excited about it.
And to be clear, I was just wondering, like sometimes I don't think like I always base it on this, and it's a silly thing to base it off of, but like when someone becomes a superstar or champion, I always kind of base like if they change or not as to how quickly they text me back. And he's still like within a minute. It's unbelievable. And so he doesn't seem like he's changed or has gotten too big. He came in studio, all that stuff. It was great. But I'm just wondering, like, do you feel at all like the head is getting bigger, that the stardom is being a distraction to him or anything like that? Is there any kind of difference in who he is going into the Aljo fight and out of the Aljo fight?
No, I don't think so. I mean, there's just more money, but at some point, just the money doesn't really matter. And if he ever gets that way, we just bring him into practice and bring some good guys in there to beat him up a little bit, and then it changes right away. So he's pretty good at staying humble. And the things he's been doing with his money is spoiling his family, buying his farm, and just he's been staying pretty humble. He knows how good people are and how good he can get, and he's pretty good about that.
So you say that he's improved exponentially since the first fight. How would you assess Chito's improvement since the first fight? Do you think he has improved a lot as well?
I don't think a ton. I don't think a ton. I mean, I don't think his confidence is going to be high. And the way he showed up against Corey Sandhagen, I mean, he got smoked by Corey Sandhagen, barely got past a little short. I mean, no diss, but Pedro Munoz, who's not very like fast and big. He's a little bit older. So I don't think his confidence is super high, but Chito's dangerous. He is really, really good at getting beat up and then winning, which is a dangerous thing. He's very durable. He trains hard. He's got a good coach, and he's dangerous. Last time we fought him, we overestimated him. We thought he was just slow and clunky, and then that happened. So we're not underestimating him this time, and that's what I think.
So you mentioned like the getting beat up and win. There's two examples that people bring up: the Cruz fight and the Frankie Edgar fight, right? Where it seemed like maybe they were figuring him out and then he figured them out in the end and scored a thrilling knockout. And I feel like those fights may be, especially from your perspective early on, may be closer to what the fight will look like on March 9th, as opposed to, say, a Sandhagen fight who used a lot of grappling to neutralize him. Is that fair? Can you take a lot from those two fights early on and try to adapt it to what you're trying to do on the 9th?
Not really. We're not really focusing on so much of that stuff. I mean, I feel like I know what Chito's game plan is, and like everyone's game plan: kick the legs, kick the legs. Oh, his body's going to be soft. Kick the legs, kick the legs. Maybe kick one to the head, kick his body. Maybe try to mix in some shots. I mean, he'll slowly in this big cage. He'll feel really quickly that he's not going to be able to take Sean down, and his game plan's going to go to shit really quick, I believe. But like I said, we just pretty much focus on his last fight against Pedro Munoz. How did he look in his last fight? That was not that long ago. So watch film on that. Watch film on Corey Sandhagen, because Corey Sandhagen obviously switches stances, moves around a lot. And how did he go about that fight? What did he do? And it seems like he just got confused and he got broke mentally. So if that Chito shows up on March 9th, it's going to be really bad for him.
You've predicted a viral knockout, yes?
Yeah, I believe it's going to be a viral knockout. But like I said, I'm preparing Sean for a 5-round war. I'm bringing the toughest people I can find in to spar him, going tons of rounds, trying to break him, trying to break his legs, kicking his legs, and we're preparing him for a 5-round war because Chito is really good at taking shots. He's very durable. So we're preparing him for 5 rounds, but I do believe in my heart that he's going to be probably face planted at the end of the fight.
Which challenge kind of kept you up at night more, like made you a little more anxious, Aljo or this one with Chito?
I mean, definitely Aljo. But like I said, we cannot overestimate Chito. He's very tough. He's durable. He's long. He's got a good coach. He works hard. If you run out of juice with Chito, he's going to beat your ass. So Aljo, I had a lot of anxiety about just because of how that fight camp went. But this one, we're healthy and we're training hard, so I'm really just excited about this one.
And by the way, are you the type of coach that stays up at night and worries and watches film in the middle of the night and all that stuff? Are you a worrier?
Not too bad. I like to watch my film at the designated times that I pick, but then I'm pretty good at just being where I'm at, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen. We're trying to just prepare the best we can. Worrying doesn't help one bit. If it helped, I would do it, but I'm pretty good at not.
And does Sean watch film with you?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes we watch film, and I'll watch it by myself a lot, and then certain things that he does, I'll bring Sean in just so he can see it. Because Sean's such a good athlete, he can literally watch something and he can put it into play. So
I was just wondering because there's some fighters who still say they don't watch film, which blows me away. Isn't that weird? Wouldn't you want to see tendencies and just like obviously you guys fought Chito, so it's a little bit different, but I just can't imagine fighting another human being and not wanting to watch anything on that person.
yeah, I think that's a little weird too. Like, we don't sit there and watch a whole full fight because we're focused on what we're going to do, not really what Chito's going to do. But some things where his reactions to some things, the way he wrestles in some positions, I like him to see.
And I'm just curious about what you said regarding his confidence. He does technically have a win over Sean. He is coming off a win. Here he is, big opportunity for him, fulfilling a dream. He's wanted this for a long time as well. Why do you think his confidence is going to be low?
I just think that Corey Sandhagen bout is just going to be in his mind. And when he feels Sean's movement and Sean's speed and his reaction times, I feel like that's going to come back into play into his mind. Like, fuck, he just couldn't get started. He felt like just couldn't reach him. He just couldn't get to him. He was too slow. And I feel like that's probably going to come back, especially in the big cage.
Are we going to see grappling out of Sean?
There's a good chance of that.
Okay. because perhaps what you saw in the Sandhagen fight. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. And I don't know what happened. I don't know. My guess in that fight is he was just probably overtrained because he got that fight canceled before. Then he had to wait 3 weeks. But it was weird. It looked like he was completely lost on the ground. I know he grapples with good people with those Mendez brothers, but it's just on the ground. He just never even tried to wrestle up. He didn't even know how to get up. It just didn't look like he was completely lost. It was weird. So I'm not expecting that Cheeto to show up. If that Cheeto shows up, though, he's fucked 100%. But I feel like the strongest Cheeto is going to come up, show up. He's going to be prepared, and we're going to be ready to bounce the knuckles off his face for 5 rounds.
And what's so interesting about this is like there is a long line of guys waiting to fight Sean. I think 135 is the best division in the UFC. I just think it's the most talent rich and also has the most guys who haven't fought for the belt yet. Like 155 has a lot of great guys, but a lot of guys have maybe had their chance or on the back nine of their career. There are so many good guys at 135. There are options, but I've even seen Sean say like, "Hey, if I win and Ilya wins, that's the fight." 145. Not looking past Cheeto, but just always curious, what do you think would be next for him if all goes according to plan on the 9th of March?
I mean, if Ilya was able to get past Volk, which, I mean, it's possible, but I don't know. It's possible. And Sean knocks out Cheeto, who wouldn't want to see that fight? That would be a sweet fight. Ilya is both one of our favorite fighters to watch. He's one of the most technical sound guys out there, just watching his boxing. But I have seen them in the same room. I've seen them. Ilya's not way bigger. And Ilya's an orthodox guy. He's got a really wide stance. He's not super he's got a super linear stance. And we've been fighting orthodox boxers his whole career. And orthodox boxers like that who are they really want to get their jab started. It's just a good fight for Sean. He's good at knocking him out. And I think you can kind of hear it in Ilya's voice when you even bring up Sean. It doesn't seem like he's that interested in that. It's like, why wouldn't you be that interested in that? That's a huge fight, especially for Ilya. But Ilya brings up Conor McGregor. It's like, okay, so you're going to fight Conor McGregor at 185 pounds. That just doesn't even seem realistic at all. But that's definitely a fight that is interesting. And people who say, "Oh my God, he's so stupid, Ilya will kill him." It's like, yeah, that's what everyone said about Peter Yan. That's what everyone said about Aljo. It's like this kid, when you can touch people with either hand with any limb and you've knocked very good people out, it's like he has confidence to touch people on the chin and put them to sleep.
I don't think I think that's crazy to say. I like a champion who defends the title in the weight class, a bunch, like an Anderson Silva type, a George St. Pierre type. And I would love to see him against the test that is Merab or the test that is Corey. Is that not of interest?
No, for sure. For sure. It's bound to the Corey Sandhagen fight's bound to happen.
Yeah.
100%. Merab, it's bound to happen. If Merab whoops Henry's ass, then that fight's bound to happen. If Henry whoops Merab's ass, that's bound to happen too. So, I mean, I don't really deal with that too much, but I know Sean wants the biggest fights, which you can't blame him. And whatever's going to be the biggest fight is what he's going to want to do.
You think Merab beats Henry?
Gosh, I'm going back and forth with that. Now you're hearing videos of Henry still talking about retirement. He's probably not quite the athlete he used to be. He can't train near as hard as he used to. But I feel like Henry's going to be able to negate where Merab's good at just getting on the fence and just pushing on you. I think Henry's going to be able to keep it in the middle. I think Henry has a little bit more technical boxing. We'll see how he handles Merab's pace, though. Merab comes out there and just puts the pedal to the metal from the first round on. So I'm pretty excited from that fight. We're going to be ringside for the fight, so it's going to be good.
Oh, nice. That's close. That's close to Miami. Why was that your decision, their decision, meaning the team's decision, UFC's decision, or are you going to go on route to Miami?
No, we're just going to go a quick trip. We'll fly in there Saturday and we'll come back Sunday, just to be cage side for Henry Merab and Ilya Volk.
Right. So like if you had to make a pick, Ilya Volk, do you think Ilya pulls it off?
Yeah, I wish I could see the type of people that Ilya's sparring, because you saw how good Volkanovski is at kicking the legs against Max Holloway. He's just whacking his legs the whole time. And Ilya's stance is so sideways. It's such a long boxing stance. Ilya is such a strong counterpuncher, though. He's got the opportunity to clip Volk, but I think if I had to pick, I think Volk might beat him up.
Any concern, and you would know as a former fighter and coach, a knockout could change you as a human being and as a fighter. Do you think that may come into play?
Yeah, definitely. Getting knocked out can demoralize some fighters, but someone like Volkanovski, who's pound per pound the GOAT right now, I think someone like him, it's not going to affect him. He took that fight on 3 weeks' notice or however long it was, short notice, straight off the couch. He's going to have a full fight camp for this, and Volk he's another level. So I don't think it's going to affect him.
Okay. By the way, he hasn't talked about it in a while, but after winning the belt, Sean and Tank Davis were kind of going back and forth, Ryan Garcia as well. Do you like this idea for Sean?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? And all the people are like, man, Gervonta would kill Suge. It's like you've never seen them standing next to each other, and all these people have that same mindset. That's probably why they're just doing normal things throughout life. This kid's got super confidence. Sean's very, very tall. Anybody who spars him, and we've sparred with good professional undefeated boxers, and he gives them issues. But Gervonta does hit hard. That's a super dangerous fight. If Gervonta becomes more of a star, I think it's possible. But if Gervonta kind of fizzles out, or the Ryan Garcia kid fizzles out, probably not.
Yeah, that would be incredible. And I'm wondering, by the way, like when someone of your stature has a fighter that makes it to the top and explodes and whatnot, what you start to see is fighters from all over the world want to come to your gym to train with you. Have you gotten this a lot since August? Do you feel like there's a lot of people that want to come to the gym? And are you, in a position where you have to be selective because you don't want to have too many guys that you're looking after?
Yeah, with the UFC fighters that have asked me, I've just had to be honest with them. I just don't have the time right now. And if I commit to you, then I want to be able to commit to you fully. And I have just too many things going on. And also my chill time is super, super important. That's where I get all my ideas. That's where I can do what I want. I can read what I want. I can study what I want. So I don't want to just give away all my chill time to some fighter who could just dip in the next couple months. So I have really good coaches at my gym. I have really good wrestling coach. I have Jakar Close as my MMA coach, Courtney Casey, his wife, as another MMA coach. I have great coaches. And when I teach my classes, I'll go in there and you can take my class and I'll help you and try to give you as much advice as I can.
What are you reading these days?
Random stuff about just keeping employees, trying to be a good leader. I'm reading this book on, I think it's 7 Habits of Highly Toxic People, how to avoid toxic people. And that's a really good book, how to just kind of notice what they're doing and stuff and how to avoid it.
Are there toxic people in your life that you had to get rid of or you're trying to get rid of?
Not too bad. I'm pretty good at steering clear from those people.
So why do you have to read the book?
Just so I can have my alerts up for when they come around. So they do in sneaky ways.
They do? At the gym or just in every maybe the coffee business?
Yeah, not really. I mean, there's always drama between teams, between all that stuff. Every place I've trained at, there's been drama like that. So just how to navigate it and not just focus on it and let it take over and make me pissed and make me moody. Just focus on what I can control and just keep going.
I love it. And by the way, I love asking you about the morning routine. Did the Achilles injury affect your morning routine? Did you have to adapt it?
Yeah, I couldn't do the cold plunge for a while, which really sucked. Couldn't do the cold plunge for a while. But other than that, I just switched a few things up, and it's still the morning routine's pretty good, dialed in.
Okay. I mean, we all have to adapt, right? Evolve. Maybe you learn some new things as a result. Maybe there is a silver lining.
Yeah, I mean, same thing that happened with my broken jaw, my biceps. It kind of led me in the direction I'm in now. So I'm thankful for that stuff for happening.
Okay. All right. Well, keep it up. Good luck. And the official prediction is a knockout. Yes, an early one, late one. What are we thinking?
I think Chito's going to come out like he always does, kind of slow, trying to pace himself for 5 rounds. And I think Sean's going to piece him up. He's going to be real tough. And then I'm going to say 3rd round KO.
Damn. What a scene that would be. Well, wish you guys the best. Good luck. Congrats on everything that you're building over there. Coffee shop, the YouTube channel, the show, all that. And of course, with the team as well. Always a pleasure, Red Hawk. Thank you very much for the time. Thank you for blessing us with your time. And good luck to you guys next month as well.
Thanks so much, Ariel. You're the man.
You're the man. There he is, Tim Welch, the head coach for one, Sugar Sean O'Malley, and many others. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it very much. Hey, if you like this video, give us the old thumbs up. Subscribe as well. You could get many more of these videos on the channel, so please do that. We would love you forever if you did so.